Hivers, welcome to Honeybee Stamping Hive, where creative buzz is always in the air. I am Tashana Lundy, your independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Florida. Today we're going to be working with the Lovely You bundle that comes with the Lovely You stamp set and the Lovely Labels Pick-a-Punch. This punch is like 6 punches in one. You have 2 different style punches, and you can punch 3 sizes out of each style. So that's 6 punches in one. Okay, we're going to be making my customer thank you cards for the end of June, the beginning of July. So let's get started. Okay, I'm going to get the stamps that I need, the images. We're going to be using this image here and the Wildly Grateful sentiment. Let me just put these on a block. Okay, got those loaded. We're going to be using the square vellum doilies. I have already, I think, took one out. Let me see. Let me get my envelope. I have our envelope here with all of our supplies in it ready to go. We have a card base here of 8.5 and 11. 8.5 by 11 inches, scored at 4 1/4, and then I just simply cut 1 inch off of the front of the base. We have some in color cardstock, which is the Misty Moonlight, and this is cut at 3 by 5 1/4, and this one is 5 1/4 by 1 1/4. We have some Flowers for Every Season DSP. This one is 5 inches by 2 3/4, and this one is 1 inch by 5 inch. Okay, we also have some Cinnamon Cider in color cardstock, which is 1 by 3 3/8. We have an inside piece for our card, Whisper White, which is 4 by 5 1/4. And another little small piece of Whisper White, which is 3/4 by 3 1/8 inch. And this is just in case I mess up on stamping. Then we have our doily, and I did take it out. What I did was cut out the image that I wanted from the inside of it. So I will save this because I'll be able to use this later for something else. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and start with, oh, I do have a scrap of white, I'm sorry, and a scrap of Whisper White for the stamping of this image that we're going to cut out. So we're going to start with stamping, and I'm going to stamp the envelope in our scrap paper. And for this, I am not going to use ink, the classic Stampin' ink pads. I'm going to use some Stampin' Write markers. These are not the same as our Stampin' Blend. Stampin' Blends are alcohol markers. Our Stampin' Write markers are water-based markers. They're the same exact ink that are in our classic Stampin' ink pads, okay? So we have here Seaside Spray, Just Jade, and Misty Moonlight. And I'm going to use the marker to stamp technique, where you just color right onto your marker to get multiple colors on one image. So if I was to just stamp this in the ink pad, it would only be one color. But by using the markers, I get to put more than one color on the image so that you can have flowers that are different colors than your stem, or your stem doesn't have to be the same color as your flower, which I like. Okay, and then we're going to huff on it and stamp it down. Okay, and we'll do that again for the envelope. Oops, wrong end. Make sure you have the marker in and use the side of your marker, not the tip. Oh man, the sun just went down a little bit and I can't see. Let me turn on the light. Excuse me getting in here. Hopefully this won't create too many shadows, but the sun is going in and out. and I couldn't see. Okay, the green again. You always want to start with your lightest color first when you're doing this, just in case you get you go over the wrong part of the image. And we're going to huff and stamp. Okay, and then we'll take our Misty Moonlight and we'll just make some centers for this. This one is, I can't see that well because I really need to get closer to the image, but we're gonna make it work. Okay. And that is it for these markers. So I'm gonna go ahead and put these up right now so that I won't misplace them. Okay, and we'll set this to the side, and we're gonna do some stamping on this with our sentiment. And we're going to use Cinnamon Cider Classic ink. And I want this about here. That looks good. Okay, so I'm all done with that. Set this stamp to the side here so I won't make a mess. And we'll start putting the layers together. Okay, so I'm going to be using some liquid Tombow. Get these pieces to the side. We're going to layer our designer paper. Oop. This is one, I just used the back of this one, so we're going to be using both sides of the sheet. This is like my second favorite sheet of designer paper in this pack of 6x6 designer series paper. This design is the this side of it. I really, really like it. I like this side too because I like this color, Just Jade. Looks like I need some new blades for my trimmer. I'm gonna go ahead and layer this one up as well. I wished I was so much better at lining things up straight. Okay, and then on this piece, we're gonna add this. I'm gonna add it right to this very edge. Okay, and this is the July 2020 Show Us Your Sheet Load. I'm using from Call Me Crafty Owl. Yeah, Call Me Crafty Owl. I mean, I've seen this layout before, but she gives you a really good design on how to cut it to get the best out of your cardstock and designer series paper. Let me see. I think I want this going this way. Oh, I was gonna glue it to this. This gets glued down to our card base on this flap here. I need to switch my cutting blades out. They're making rough edges. Okay, just try to get this centered. And then we're gonna insert this inside the card as well. And we're gonna try to center this inside of the card, just like that. That was perfectly placed. Oh, don't mess it up. Let me see if I can get this fuzz ball off of there. Okay, that is our inside. Okay, now we are going to take our sentiment and get our punch. And I'm going to be using this end of our punch. Just going to slide this in, Slide it in all the way, and I like to turn it over and look and make sure it's lined up properly before I punch it. Then we're going to take the other side and slide that in as well, all the way. Turn it over, make sure it's lined up properly, and punch. And we'll do the same for our cinnamon cider layer. Looks like I cut it a little bit more than 1 inch, but we're gonna turn it over. And this is why I turn it over. It's not lined up properly. There. Because I cut it like a fraction too wide. Oh, it didn't line up. It didn't slide in the groove properly, so. And we're just gonna do that to the other end. Make sure it's lined up properly, and it's not. There we go. Let's see here. And we'll just glue these together. Are you guys going to be doing anything today for the 4th? I know we're still practicing social distancing, but I know a lot of people are still doing things. We are not. Then that's going to go on here, but we want to put our doily down just about, just to give it a little bit more. This is part of the design she had on her the Call Me Crafty Owl. She had like a nest of string or whatever you wanted there. I'm just putting a little bit of, oh man, I forgot to do something. I wanted to color my doily with some Wing of Stella before I added it on, so let's do that now. If I can see, I really didn't want it to get it on the designer paper. Just trying to make the doily stand out a little bit more. And that's optional. You don't really have to add the doily if you don't want to. Did I just make that crooked? And on this, you're only going to add glue on this side, on the back side of this, because you don't want it all the way on across, because then you'll seal your card closed. And we're going to just put this basically in the middle and line this edge up with this edge here. Try to lay it down straight. Okay. And then I have my paper snips. And we are going to cut this out. And it doesn't have to be perfect because we're layering this right over the white cardstock. But you do want to try to leave a little layer. Oop, that's a little big. I'll go back and trim it in a minute. Oh, the neighbors are out mowing yards. I hear the lawnmowers. I have to try to write down a schedule or something, because I swear every time I get on to record, somebody's mowing their grass. Okay, and that's what we have. I'm still not very happy with that cut, so we're going to be using the one that I did previously that I was able to see very up close, and then we're going to add some mini Stampin' dimensionals on the back. I'm going to add one behind each of the rounded areas, and then 1/2 of a dimensional, half of a mini dimensional, which is really tiny for down here. Right there. Oh. I keep sticking it on the side with the back. Okay, let's take the backing off. Okay, then we're just gonna set that right there. Move everything out the way. And this is our card done. Using the Lovely You bundle. You can buy this separately from the punch. The stamp and the punch can be bought separately or together. When you purchase them together, you can save 10% when you bundle. And this is our card. If you need any Stampin' Up supplies, you can shop with me at shopwithshana.stampinup.net, or you can visit my blog at honeybeestampinhive.com, and you can purchase any of the products that you see me using. I would love it if you would leave me a comment, like, share, and subscribe. And as always, I want to thank you for buzzing by the hive today. Until next time, buzz you later. Bye.